Welcome, everybody. This is the MTN round of 32. Nakpanda Park in the Volta region, where Heart of Lions, who have been permanent fixtures in the top flight since 2003, take on Windy Professionals, a team that the likes of Samuel Inkum and Abeku Kwanzaa used to play for back in the day, and a club that has also produced the likes of Abubakar Yusuf, who is now helping Bichim Chelsea probably win the title. Joseph Addo is in goal. Emmanuel Eisen is there. So is Godfrey Roxon, who should have gone to the Chan perhaps, and Isaac Morgan in the starting lineup for Heart of Lions. And Oboda Isai in goal for Windy Professionals. Experienced international Awudu Osman is there. So is Eric Owusu and Michael Anaba. And of course on the bench, Abeku Adams and Mohamed Yakubu on the bench for Lions. Benjamin Abuaji and of course Salisa Abubakar among the substitutes for Windy Professionals, which in name is supposed to be the academy team for the government, per the CK Gemfree Center of Excellence in Winneba. And just for the records, Heart of Lions eliminated Crofrom FC. Many people thought the name of the team was Kentucky Fried Chicken, but no. By the way, that's Christine Ziga, who's going to be the woman in the middle. I was just mentioning they beat KFC by 2-0 at the time. Many people thought it were called Kentucky Fried Chicken, but no, it's Crofrom FC. And Windy Professionals eliminated Okwo United by a single goal in Winneba. And I've been joined by my partner in crime, Nana Ajiman. You were telling me just before we came on air that yesterday's game was a bit of a bore fest.
It certainly was, Chris. I was yawning all the way through. And then when there was a penalty shootout and one of the Ediana stars kicked the ball out of the stadium and broke a Toyota Corolla windscreen, I just couldn't stop laughing.
I remember seeing that penalty. He hit it. It reminds me of a statement in English Practical Book 3 for listeners who've used that book before. Why are you killing a mosquito as if you're killing an elephant? Why do you kick a ball like that if all you're going to do is to try and score a goal? Anyway, that's Okwai, a hugely experienced coach. He started a work that culminated in Ghana winning the Under-17 World Cup in 1991. And so he will be key for them. And of course, on the other side too, for Heart of Lions, of course, Hans van der Pluim is a man you know very well, Nana.
Oh, certainly. He spent some time down at the academy there in Fete, Gumwa Fete Feyenoord. He's got good pedigree. He's complaining a bit because he didn't recruit the players, and a few of them are off duty at the moment with malaria and what have you, the likes of Fiamenu and Aqua. But I don't think he's got a problem here today. I think Windy Professional, despite the fact that they've come here to play a great game of football, they're going to be, as time progresses, overpowered.
Certainly are, and pretty surely the game about to start. Christine Zigana, assistant, just checking to see that the nets are okay. Of course, there's a famous story about the 1963 African Nations Cup where Wilberforce Mfum scored the opening goal for the Black Stars and burst the net. And it took about 2-3 minutes for them to fix it up.
Well, there's no chance of any of the players doing that here today. They do focus a lot on power and forget all about accuracy. So perhaps we might see another windscreen being broken, but certainly not the net being burst.
Well, I never rule anything out in football. Back in the day, the likes of Mfum and Edward Aqua, they combined power with precision.
Shame we don't do it these days, though, Chris. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's such a pity. Such a pity. You're going to take a free kick, it's like as if you're taking a goal kick. You're going to take a penalty, it's as if you're taking a free kick. And Christine Ziga, certainly be hoping to see a lot of her. Has a good reputation as a referee, works as a banker, from what we hear.
Well, she's certainly likeable in my books, Chris. Lovely physique, and she's quite fit as well. I just hope she goes far and wide this time round and keeps her eyes peeled, because there's going to be a lot of fireworks in this match.
And why am I not surprised that you're focusing on the physique? But that's a topic for later. Pretty shortly, this game is just about to start. And ball pass through. When the Professionals looking to cause a few problems, but that's good defensive work. And Emmanuel Anefi. Kwekuando. Swinging it out to the left to, but Windy Professionals win that ball well. Only momentarily, Daniel Bonsu down to the right. And Heart of Lions beginning to display some good passing moves. The cross comes in. Well cleared there by Windy Professionals, who keep possession of the ball as well. And that's good play there, but he only loses the ball in the end. And Heart of Lions get a chance to start something. Heart of Lions. Well, that's a free kick very early on for Heart of Lions, who have shown some confidence in keeping the ball in terms of passing.
Well, I think it goes with the terrain that they play in, Chris. Been in the Premiership for a very long time, very, very confident on the ball. Individual players pack a lot of skill, a lot of ability, and they're very composed when they're on the ball. Lovely movement too. Let's see if they can convert from this.
Prince Opoku is there, so is Gladson Awako. And Obodaisa in goal.
Well, I'll tell you a little story about Prince Opoku. You may not know this, but he's a lefty from 11 Wise.
Well, this routine is what Heart of Lions perfected 2 seasons ago in the top 4, but not this time. As Windy Professionals attempt to make it by the captain, Godfrey Roxy. Many felt it should have been included in the local Black Star squad, given the Heart of Lions had the best defensive record in the Premier League at the time. Of course, they lost 3-0 to Real Tamale United over the weekend, so that's a week, no, that's in midweek, I should say, 4 days ago. So this is certainly a match that will give them the opportunity to right the wrongs in that particular game.
Well, and no better place to do it but at home.
And correct me if I'm wrong, is this the first game we're bringing live from Pando?
I believe it is, Chris. First time ever.
But
Live and direct from Pando. Lovely place as well. Scorching heat. Wonderful sunshine.
Plus a few other things we'd rather not talk about, I'm sure. Unless you want to.
No, I don't. Not football related.
No, certainly not football related. Anyway, Heart of Lions. It's moving the ball through. Some good pass. And it's an Effie. And that's a very good ball to Daniel Bonsu, the heavily built ex-Liberty professional striker. Holds on to it. And Effie. Into the penalty area. Oh, there. And that was Prince Opoku trying to spectacularly connect to it and spectacularly connected with air.
Well, I think really he should have took his time. The ball was always going to be his. There was no challenge at all. He had time to bring that ball down. He's a great left-footed player and strike it in the back of the net, but he's gone for the spectacular and wasted what is a very good opportunity.
And of course, the MTN FA Cup brought to you by kind courtesy of MTN everywhere you go, supported by Malcolm, as well as Coca-Cola, Calipo, GT Bank Latex Foam, Fratelli, Azar, and Rice Master. And Windy Professionals just trying to move things through. Down the left, a cross comes in. And an easy catch for Joseph Addo. That came in from Thomas Abbey, who crossed that ball. And an almost immediate attack. But the ball kicked a touch.
Well, I think that was good distribution by the goalkeeper. Set up the counter very nicely. And they still have possession too.
And that was a playback of the catch by Joseph Addo. Ball cleared. Bit of a lull in playing activity. And this FA Cup has offered many Premier League clubs, not Premier League clubs I should say, first, second division clubs, the opportunity of actually participating, and quite a few Premier League clubs have fallen by the wayside.
It's surprising, but absolutely true, and it's quite an embarrassment as well, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. The FA Cup knows no respect, and many of those clubs have fallen by the wayside to clubs that you would not have expected to turn them over.
Of course, if we start reading the list, Ashanti Gold are out, Hearts of Oak are out, Dwarfs knocked out by Adriana Stars yesterday. We've got Liberty Professionals out. We've got Real Tamale United out. How many is that? 5 already.
Yeah, that's about 5.
King Faisal also out, and that's a shot there. King Faisal making it 6. I'm trying to remember others. We'll have to wait for the round of 16 to actually determine how many Premier League clubs would have gotten through.
I think it's less than half now, Chris.
In other words, less than 8.
Yep.
Well, good play, and this is Daniel Bonsu. Raced out, sends that cross in. Well, that defensive header almost didn't come off.
It looked a bit like the Nani header, but there's less repercussions to it.
Oh, I didn't expect you to rub it in for Man United fans. Certainly not on a platform like this. The Heart of Lions doing very well, and this is Anefi. Bonsu tries to go for goal, gets a second bite of the cherry, and fires off target.
Well, that's the second shot off target, but the intentions are clear by Pando Heart of Lions. They've got good possession. Nothing is troubling the back four at the moment. It's all about the midfield and the attackers. And there we see from the replay, Bonsu on the ball, scuppers it once, then goes for it again. And look at the opposition. There's players around him, but they're not challenging.
And sometimes one of the key things is not just about being around a player. You've got to close the player down. Closing down has become a very integral part of defending these days.
It certainly is. I mean, it's the pressing game, it's called, and you've always got to be pressing. But I don't think Windy Professional have that within them to play that sort of game.
Well, then that means they've got to play to their strengths. Audu Osman there, getting the ball now to Michael Anaba. Takes it down. And that was a foul there by Anefi.
I think Anaba is the player that they've got to get into this game. Scored a fantastic volley against Okwawu United. He's quite a good player, and I think they've got to bring him into the game and bring him into the game right now.
Well, Windy Professionals, a cross coming in from Cephas Awuno, but another easy catch for Joseph Addo.
And once again, there's no challenge there, Chris, and that's the problem. No challenge whatsoever. The keeper's getting possession without any challenging at all. It's just totally unopposed.
And Heart of Lions, Gladson Awako, a player of such prodigious talent. One player that probably could also have been taken for the chance as well.
Absolutely. So offensive-minded, but would he ever slot into a concept that really harnesses defensive-minded players or a defensive-minded setup?
Well, I was referring to the creative spark, really, and there was none in Sudan. Let's call a spade a spade.
Well, absolutely, but it's probably because the coach prefers a defensive-minded setup.
Well, that was a setup that ended up with 3 losses for the Black Stars, so I guess enough said about that. Meanwhile, Windy Professionals, well, that was not a bad attempt, even if it was flying away from target.
Well, I think they've got to do more of that, Chris. They're just outside the edge of the 18-yard box, and I think that's what they've got to do. Got to pop shots on goal, try and force mistakes in the keeper. Anything will do for the ball to go in the back of the net, anything whatsoever.
Good header there. And that was Awako trying to lay the ball down the right. Ball goes off for a throw. And the left back, Eric Donko, to take it. And it's Anaba again. Going forward, well, crowded out and eventually brought down as a free kick. You're right. He looks a very talented player.
Yeah, he's the player they've got to stop, Heart of Lions, and he's the player Windy Professional must make see more of the ball. Here we see from the replay, he's not afraid to go forward. In fact, he was almost about to lose that ball, to be honest with you, but he gets the benefit of the doubt from Christine Ziga.
And Audu Osman will be taking this particular free kick. Looks like that has been cut out only momentarily. And Heart of Lions eventually get the ball away. Prince Nabuko was chasing after that, but it's gone out.
They've got to keep the ball on the deck, Windy Professional. There's no point putting it in the air. They're not as competitive of Heart of Lions in the air, so I think they should really play the ball on the ground.
And the ball just kicked inside. And Hans van der Pluim is screaming instructions. Ball eventually cleared out. And Windy Professionals and once again, a pass late through. It's an opportunity for Heart of Lions. What can they do? The ball eventually cleared out after Isaac Morgan spent too much time on the ball. And that's Hans van der Pluim. He's not very happy. The shot. Well, that was extremely close.
It certainly was, Chris. But what was more disturbing for Heart of Lions was the fact that they watched that shot come off the crossbar and they stood there frozen as if they stood in ice, when really what was needed was a quick response to tuck the ball in the back of the net.
Well, this was a shot.
Marvellous little shot. Even the keeper's frozen. He thinks it's going over. But look at the response from the attackers. They sit there and watch, or rather stand there and watch.
And Heart of Lions just putting the pieces together in midfield. And Effie. Oh, trying to put some passes together, not working, and Windy Professionals get possession now. Well, is he offside? Yes, he is.
By a long way.
Awudu Osman it was.
Well, that's the type of ball that they need to break down Awaku and Roxon.
Ball cleared. Out again. And Windy Professionals try to restart another attack. Well, trapped there by Anaba. It's a throw-in. Anaba again. He's certainly got talent.
He certainly has. He's a bit too deep as it goes at the moment, and he doesn't really want to be starting play from there. It's too much. It will take too much energy. He really needs play in the offensive half.
Windy Professionals putting the ball together quite well, but they need to be a bit more offensive. And Awudu Osman, another player who looks the part. And eventually the ball goes out for a goal kick.
I don't know why these referee assistants always go past their station. He's not in line with the player, the last player. He's gone way past it, and I wonder how can he tell if there's an offside call to be made?
That's a pretty good question. But as to whether they're actually considering that, probably time for a few more refresher courses.
Absolutely, because there's no justification in going past the last man.
Heart of Lions, as we approach the quarter-hour mark. Still no goals to talk about here, even though Heart of Lions have come closest. And Anefi can't reach that ball. Not even if he was Usain Bolt. Metaphorically speaking, of course. And Windy Professionals, that's a good ball in there, but that's a foul. One thing is very clear, there will be a danger if you let loose.
Oh, certainly. Here we see from the replay. Just gives him a wicked little shove in the back because he knows he's beaten and he's got to break up the play. And that's a professional foul, really. It should go in the book. But Ziga lets him get away with it. I mean, nice to see they've got bright yellow jerseys on the match officials, but this time it's not branded to the teeth with MTN.
Well, that's a pleasant change from yesterday, I have to say, in Cape Coast.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, was an absolute pathetic excuse. They've only brought one jersey.
Good pass there. And offside, Isaac Morgan.
Well, as time goes on, I've got to tell you, Chris, I think Lions are losing it. The type of focus, the type of concentration they had in the first 10 minutes has gone down somewhat. And now Windy Professional are coming back into this game.
And we're now in the Voltarian town of Pandu, where we're bringing you live action here. And more than a few vociferous fans here, I have to say.
A couple of drunk ones as well. I can smell the drink from here.
Well, sometimes you wonder why alcohol becomes the appropriate medium for celebrating anything. Especially if it's a holiday as this one, the 54th Independence. Independence from what, I imagine?
Well, I
from
guess
non-alcoholism? Just asking the question.
Well, it's from our former colonial masters, even though it does seem as if, or feel sometimes, as if they're still here.
Anyway, let's not get into a political discussion now. We're talking football. And Windy Professionals, good skill. They've got the requisite skill to go, and it's Anaba again.
He's got to go further upfield, Chris. If they really want to penetrate, they've got to take a chance. They've got to make Anagma play further up the field. He'll cause a lot of problem to that central defensive pair.
But the thing is, perhaps he might not be a striker per se. He probably can score goals from midfield, but perhaps he is a playmaker, not a striker per se.
But I think at least if he's tucked in between the two strikers, he can pick up on the second ball, a dribble or two, and a good pass, and you never know what could happen from there.
At the moment, it's still scoreless. Hearts of Lions, Windy Professionals, MTN FA Cup round of 32. As we mentioned earlier on, Adriana Stars qualifying from the round of 64, I have to say. So they are playing against Red Bull Academy in Doma on Wednesday.
Well, that's a done deal, isn't it, really?
No. Weren't you the same person who said the FA Cup is no respecter of persons?
Yeah, I know it's not, but Ediana playing in Doma. I mean, how many times have they lost there?
Actually, if you're talking about non-league competition, they lost there to, guess what, Heart of Lions in the top 4 tournament before this season started.
I remember that.
Yes,
I remember
so
that.
let's not
But how many times at home in competitive matches have Ediana Stars lost at home?
Well, just that once. Just that once.
There you go. There you go. It's a done deal.
Okay.
But I can tell you the score as well, Chris.
Go on.
It'll be Ediana Stars 1.
Red Bull Academy nil. What sort of a crystal ball are you carrying? I remember at halftime, I heard you say, when Prince was asking you about how the game would go, you said for Ediana to pick their 5 penalty takers.
Absolutely. I mean, they couldn't score to save their life on that day. That was yesterday. But in Doma, they can score at least 1 goal.
Yeah, they actually did that against Wydad Casablanca, didn't they?
Absolutely. Still didn't qualify, but, you know, maintained the record.
And then when they failed to score against Liberty, Herbert Addo became, I'm thinking of a movie star who uses a dagger.
The Hatchet Man.
There's so many interesting stories in our league, aren't they? But let's take care of this free kick and we'll carry on with that. Heart of Lions. And Awako! Well, Oboda Isai making a meal about it. Even though Gladson Awako didn't really generate enough power behind that shot.
I think the keeper was more concerned with the bounce. I think he had it under control, but he didn't really want to move or shift his feet too much because the turf isn't that good and the ball could go anywhere. So he was just steadying himself, preparing, just in case.
That's not a bad ball to Fusuamwa, former Kodoko winger. He's lost out on that ball. And Windy Professionals, well, you are right about Anaba tucking in because he's being marked by central defender Kwekuando. And already the battle has started, but it's a free kick to Heart of Lions at the moment. Ofosuamoa, who actually scored against KFC in the previous round.
He's a big boy, that Ando, isn't he?
He is, and a very good defender at that. He can play a right back, he can play in the central defense. Burly, well built. He almost joined Brecum Chelsea, you know. His contract expired at Heart of Lions and he was almost set to join them. But the Heart of Lions offered him a new contract and he decided to stay. It's good tackle and good play there. And Anefi. Well put through. There's an opportunity for Heart of Lions to move through again, but unfortunately, ball knocked out. You know, I'm laughing. We've been talking about all that has gone on, and I've just had a message from the Chief Executive Officer of Sporting Miren to say, mention that Sporting Miren have had a fairy tale run in this competition. Well, indeed they have. They have. And I can also mention that Akwando Park here is totally different as compared to Kaukuri. You know the difference?
It's got grass.
Precisely.
But I'm making a plea to the...
wait. Hold on to that plea a bit, and let's see what's going to happen here. Okay. Awako has the ball.
I'm making a plea
Okay.
to the owners of Kaukuri to bring some of the cows from there here so that they can mow the lawn.
Yeah, because the pitch looks a little bit of a groan, and certainly a little grazing would level the field.
I'm telling you, they don't have a mower here. The Sports Council from Ho don't have a mower.
No, let's not be definite on that. They might have, they may just not be using it. Let's be definite on that.
But I tell you what, they come and they collect the commissions every week.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They might have one, but they're not using it.
No petrol.
So good afternoon to you, Fadi Fatah. Yes, we're talking about Sporting Miren.
Yeah, it's been fairy tale. In fact, it's been a cow tale.
Anyway, that's the way the cookie crumbles.
Well, rumour has it that the owner of Sporting Miren owns half a dozen of those cows there. Haven't you heard that one?
No comment. None at all. Let's carry on doing our commentary, shall we? Before we land ourselves into it. A la Richard Keys and Andy Gray style. let's get it on. What did I just say? Okay, let's continue with the commentary. I wasn't going to sound Marvin Gaye about it.
Well, speaking of which, I had a funny encounter at a particular guest house this afternoon.
I thought you didn't want to talk about it.
Well, I mean, I'm still shaking with it. I'm still shaking with the experience.
Anyway, let's shake ourselves to the experience of what's going on in the pitch, which is Windy Professionals trying to get the ball out of their half. And a tackle there for a throw into Windy Professionals. Ball thrown in. Ball just kicked back and Joseph Addo. Good header there. Windy Professionals are trying to work their way out of their area. It's good play there from Thomas Abbey. That's a lovely ball, but well cleared out before Sefa Sawuno could get there. They've shown that there is talent there. I think it's a question of how well they can actually harness it against Heart of Lions. And Windy Professionals, this is Anaba, does very well. But Anaba was found offside. Ball just about to be kicked inside. And a foul there. And with Hans van der Ploeg making himself so vociferously heard through every tackle, through every pass, and every shot for Heart of Lions, it'll be the ninth wonder of the world if he still has a voice at the end of 90 minutes.
Well, I think what it illustrates is that he hasn't got that much confidence in the team, because you can't coach the team through 90 minutes of football. You've got to allow them to play and trust that what you've taught them during the week is what they're going to apply. But quite clearly there's a problem there, and they're not applying what he's been teaching them. And he's got to keep reminding them.
Anyway, Joseph Addo hasn't had much to do in the Heart of Lions goal. Obodo Esai has been lucky with that shot that came off the crossbar. And what a run there by Emmanuel Ayson, which eventually was cut out. And it's offside. And I could hear Hans van der Ploeg visibly screaming offside. You would have thought it was the fourth official and not Samuel KJC. Well, kicked out there. And Adefi to Ofosu Amoah. Tries to go past this man. Well cleared up. Good play by Anaba. Anaba holds on to the ball together with Awuno, who's looking another standout player. No, if he still has a voice after 90 minutes, I will be surprised and very happy for him. Ofosu Amoah. Well laid out to the right. Expected a cross in there. Good play by Anefi. Awako. Back to Awako. Awako. Oh, try to go it all alone.
I tell you what the problem is, Chris. They're afraid to take on responsibility. They should be popping shots from outside the 18-yard box, but they're afraid, Chris. I've got to tell you, that's what I see. They're afraid to accept responsibility and take shots on goal.
They've got winning professionals pinned back a bit, but in Anaba and Awuno, they could cause a few problems. But that's a good ball, and Bonsu. Let's send that cross, looking for Prince Opoku. Well, Morgan. And that is a goal kick.
I think they've got problems, Chris. 20 or so minutes gone. They've had at least 80% possession, but they've not done anything with it. There's been no end product whatsoever. They're afraid of taking shots. They want to really walk the ball across the goal line, and that's just not good enough.
Go for Roxon. Gets the ball away. He's given Heart of Lions a bit of security there. Well,
if not for him and Andor, there'd be serious problems. How long will they last, though?
That is the big question. As Heart of Lions continue to mount the attack, and talked about responsibility, somebody tried a shot, was blocked. And it's another throw to Heart of Lions. And Heart of Lions keeping possession. And a ball just comes out, and Obodo Esai gives it to his left winger, Awuno, who releases it quickly. Well covered there by Andor. Told you he could play as a right back. And sent a very good crossing, but there was no one in the centre to deal with it.
Well, it was a bit deep, to be honest with you, Chris. Need a very tall player to jump up and head that in the back of the net.
Q Gilbert Fiamenyo, who is not here, suffering from a bout of malaria, so we hear.
Yeah, that's what we hear.
And it's Awako Tried to do it a bit too much and lost possession. And that's a good ball over the top. But can he get the better of Godfrey Roxon? That's Benjamin Ambrado. Lays the ball through. Oh, it's a bit of foot up. Free kick to Heart of Lions.
It took too long to support the striker, and he gets a yellow card. Well, that's part of the problem of Windy Professional. What they've got to really accept is that they should apply as much pressure as they can on the back four, support the striker as quickly as they can. It took too long.
And that was Thomas Abbey, who has gone into the referee's book for that tackle. And time now for the players to cool off a bit. Still scoreless. We've gone past the half-hour mark. And now play will resume. Well defended there, and Auno. And they try and spread the ball. Justice Ozilto. And this is Awako. Well, that's a lovely ball over Samoa. Excellent goalkeeping, even though I thought that he didn't generate enough power to beat the goalkeeper.
Well, it's a fantastic save, but I agree with you. Not enough power there at all. Not enough height to go over the keeper. I think he could have allowed it to drop again because the keeper was frozen in his tracks. You would have thought that would have been the first goal, but it remains 0-0. Lovely little pass over the top there by Gladson Awako. Here we see him once again. Goes for the up and under, but the keeper was equal to it.
That was an absolutely delicious pass from Gladson Awako.
Absolutely. I think that's once again justifies the reason why he should have been in the local Black Stars for the Chan. He's got great distribution, a great sense of distribution, and the